What's up, guys? Right now we're going to speak about pre-trip inspections. This part is very important. The first thing I do when I walk up to the truck and do my pre-trip inspections, I make sure that there's no fluids or leakage underneath the vehicle. Once you do that, I'll walk around this truck and I'll open the door. First thing I'll do, I'll turn on the lights. And then I'll turn on my hazard lights. What I'm doing here is making sure that all the marker lights, all the flashers, and all the headlights, low beams, high beams, are functioning correctly. Because if not, this is a DOT violation. Next, I'll walk around the front and make sure that my headlights are functioning. Make sure my emergency flashers and signals are working. And if there are, I'll continue along the driver's side. First thing in front of me is going to be the tire. What I'm going to do personally is kick the tire. When you kick a tire, you're not checking the pressure. You're checking if the tire is flat. When you have a flat tire and you kick a tire, you will notice the tire will move inside that rim, knowing and telling you that this tire is flat. I will close the door, and the first thing I will look at is my mirrors. If there's any damages on the mirror, if there's any damages on the fenders, stairs, that my DEF cap is securely tightened, as well as my diesel cap. I'll make sure that these straps are also tightened and these stairs are not damaged. Once I do that and make sure everything's okay, I'll go along this truck and I'll start at the box. I'll look up top and make sure that my marker light is functioning correctly. As I walk down, I'll make sure that these panels don't have any damages. I will also make sure that these railings at the bottom and on top are not damaged by trees or anything else that would damage the side on the bottom. Once I make sure of that, I'm good to go to the next step. So the way I like to do is start from the bottom. The tires are right here. I will kick my tire and I will kick the inside tire. They seem to be okay. I will look up again at the railing and the marker light and make sure they're functioning correctly. As I move back to the back of box truck, I will check my other marker light up top, and I will also check my lift gate for any damages, especially right here and down here. Damages in this part of the truck on the lift gate are caused by people backing up to the docks very hard, and this starts to crack and damage. If any damages that you see during your pre-trip, you need to take a picture and send it to our dispatch and report this issue. Once you're in the back of the vehicle, you want to check that the license plate light is functioning correctly. Also your brake lights and your emergency flashers. As you go up top, you'll notice the marker lights up top. Make sure that all the marker lights are functioning correctly. As you're inspecting the back of the box truck, I noticed that there's a damage on this truck. Usually this damage comes from a pallet jack not being tied correctly. So what would you do in this case? Personally, I would take a picture and send it to dispatch and record this problem so you're not liable for it. Now I'm going to inspect the inside of the box truck. Once in the back of the box truck, I'm making sure that the pallet jack is tied correctly. As you look at this pallet jack, you notice it's a little loose. That might have been the issue with the door being cracked in the back. Once in the back of the box truck, you want to make sure, if you stand right here and you're looking at the end of the box truck, that there's no light coming in. If there's light coming in, that means that there's damages to this box truck, especially on the roof. So as I walk over here, I'm making sure that there's no lights. Making sure that nothing's wrong. All my marker lights from inside are working as well. You can tell your dome light as well. Now, a common problem that we have are these beams right here. We're liable for these beams. These beams get bent and we're liable for it. So we gotta make sure that none of them are cracked, none of them are damaged, and that all these lights are functioning. Now we're gonna check the hood. As we come to the hood, the first thing I'm looking at is all the fluids. Making sure they're up to par, there's no leakage. As I look around, you gotta make sure that there's no holes in the hoses. Everything's tightened, secured. No caps are open. And everything looks good. It's also very important that we securely tighten this hood. And the way you do so, it's like this. You check here and do the same thing on the other side.